Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As y'all can see, I already have my makeup, face makeup done. Well, I don't have any blush, but my foundation and bronzer on. I have my eyebrows done. Right now we're going to do our eye makeup, and so it's gonna be a quick eye tutorial. I am gonna be using the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. This was gifted as gratis to me from Sephora because I work there part-time. Those are the shadows. I was excited to get this in my gratis, but is it something that I would have purchased by myself? The answer is no. I had no intention of buying this palette. I have so many eyeshadows that I was not going to buy another neutral palette. It just didn't scream to me. I am glad that I got it. I'm going to use it. So I'm also going to use this Urban Decay eyeshadow that I got from my birthday gift from Ulta, and this is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. So this is a nice shiny color that we're going to apply to the lid. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this little eyeshadow, which is just a neutral. I know they have plenty of these in the Urban Decay palette. It's just a cream base. This is the Creme Brulee from Wet n Wild. But I'm trying to use up items that I have, and as you can see, I've hit major pan. So I just like to use this to set all over my eye. And so because this shadow, this single shadow, Midnight Cowboy, has a slight pink shift in it, I think I'm going to work with the row down here with the more pinky, taupey, purpley colors in this Basics palette. So I'm going to take this one right here and use that as my crease shade. Now this is like my transition shade. This is the first time I'm using this palette, so we'll see how I feel about it. And this is just a nice fluffy brush. This is actually the E40 by Sigma. And I like this brush, but it's actually a little scratchy, so I have some other brushes. I do still use it. I like it, but it's a little scratchy on my eyes sometimes. Just gonna work that in. Oh, I'm sorry. And this shade is called Commando that I'm using. I didn't realize that the names were listed on the palette, which is nice, I guess. I don't really care about names. I just like the shadows. So as I dip my brush into these, they do seem a little powdery. It's nothing too bad, and this is a nice fluffy brush, so I'm gonna take a flat shader brush. This is just a $1 one from e.l.f. and my Midnight Cowboy from Urban Decay, and I'm just gonna load this up. That's very dusty. And then we're just going to pat this on the eye, the lid, all over the lid. And you see how it just has that like really beautiful, well, it's not really coming off on camera too well. Let's see if we can get those. It's getting washed out a little bit on camera, but it has just a really nice shimmery white pink tone to it. I have rather large lids, so I have a lot of room to work with shadows on my eyelids. So I like to bring this all the way from the lashes, just touching the crease of the eye. Next, I'm going to take this small fluffy brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to dip into Instinct, which is this one right here. And we're going to place this on the outer half of the lid and into the crease a little bit. And as I'm doing my crease, I like to, a lot of people use tape. I don't really like that. So I just like to focus my brush in somewhat of a slanted shape and then round it off as I bring it into my transition and crease color. And as you can see, I just created that definition on my eye. This has no extra product on it. It just had my transition color, and I'm just going to go in and blend it out. When I'm blending, I don't mind taking it all the way to the brow bone, because it's diffusing the product anyway, almost into nothing. And then I'm going to go in later with a highlight color. So I want to make sure that there are no lines. And you can see how that just really blended away nicely, but still gave me a little bit of definition. I'm taking a different fluffy e.l.f. brush, because I have a ton of these, and I'm dipping into Lethal, which is this darker plummy purple right here. And this is going to go right into the corner of our eye. And we're just going to buff it out. Oh, that's super pigmented. Ooh. I honestly was not expecting that much pigment. That's okay. We'll blend it out. And I'm just putting this right in the corner and fluffing that out. And by doing this technique, we're going to get, if we want to do a wing liner, we're going to get a nice area, a nice line that's going to guide us when we're doing our wing liner. Go back with that fluffy brush, and we're just going to try and blend some of this out. I'm going to dip, because this is super pigmented, Lethal. I'm going to do one tap into that, knock that off, and then I'm going to go back into Commando right on top of that, because I'm going to use this to buff out these edges. But I still want a little bit of that pigmentation from Lethal. Just going to be a nice underlying tone. We can buff this out. Alright. Yeah, that's nice. So same thing. Tap in a Lethal, knock it off, and then go right into Commando. And I'm just going right at the edge of that line. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. crease brush, and I'm actually going to dip into Blackjack and Lethal just a little bit. Now this brush is, and I'm just dipping the very tip into it, because I want to get just some pigmentation, knock that off, because we know how pigmented they are. And then I'm just going to take the very tip with the product, and I'm going to place it right into my crease. Because I just want to darken up that crease a little bit. And a little bit at a time, of course, because you don't want to build it up too fast. It's easier to add shadows than to take them away. And you can see how that crease has just been darkened up just a little bit. And then we're going to go and we're going to buff that out a little bit. Now, of course, because we did all that blending, we need to go back and touch up our lid color. So just taking that Midnight Cowboy. And this says a lot more glitter in it than I thought it had when I first watched it. So it's not quite as pigmented, but it's got a lot of shimmery glitter in it. And I'm really going to focus this on the front third of my eyelid. Now I'm going to take that small pointed brush that we use to deepen the crease, and I'm going to take a mixture of Commando and Instinct, and we're going to run that on the lower lash line. And I've got to get a better camera setup. I am quickly learning that this is not quite going to work. Shadow in the eye. Right. Oh, shadow in the eyes. Ugh. Okay, so as you can tell, I took it from the outer corner and I took it in about 2/3 of the way. We're going to leave that inner corner open so that way it's a little bit of brightness when we add our inner corner highlight. For our brow bone, I am just going to take a little mixture of Pregame and Blow, because our lid is a little bit shimmery, which is hard to tell on camera because it's getting a little washed up by my lights, but you can see there's a little bit of light pigmentation. I don't want to do anything too shimmery on the brow bone, so I'm just going to take a mixture of those two, and we're going to put it right underneath the brow. There we go. And Blow is actually a satin finish, so it does give you a nice little sheen without being overkill, you know, on the shimmer. For our inner corner highlight, like I said, I'm trying to use items that, up that I have. So this is a single shadow from Maybelline in the color Vanilla, and this is a beautiful shimmery white shade. So I'm gonna put this right on the corner to bring some light, and I'm gonna drag it right into that lower lash line where we left open, just a little bit, so that way we can get some addition. Oh, and look at that shimmer. It's really nice. Just so we can get a little bit more openness in the eyes. Oh, yes. Okay. Moving on. I think I'm going to skip wing liner today. And we're just going to do like a million coats of mascara to give us a lot of volume. So on that note, let's go ahead and curl our lashes. And this is the Tarte eyelash curler. It's not the holiday edition. It's just the regular one that they sell every day. I think when I bought it, it came with a mini mascara as well. So I'm going to go in with my Lancome Seals Booster. This is my absolute favorite mascara primer. It's just amazing. I have some wonky lashes, and this holds them in place so that way my mascara can go on nice and smooth, and I don't have to clump up the mascara trying to get my lashes to do what I want them to do. This will get them straight and upright and curled and beautiful and in place and ready for my mascara. Alright, now on to mascara. Make a mess with all my stuff. Okay, I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara, and that's the Lancome Hypnose Drama. I have been using the Better Than Sex by Too Faced. I have this little mini size. And I didn't really like it at first. But as it's kind of dried out a little bit, I do really like this. But Lancome Hypnose Drama is my absolute favorite. And the wand is kind of funky. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's an odd wand, but for me, it helps to lengthen and volumize. It's awesome. For my bottom mascara, I like to use the MAC Extended Play Lash. This stuff, the brush is super tiny, so it just gets right into the lash line. And that is it for the eye makeup. So a nice simple smoky eye with the Naked Ultimate Basics palette. And overall I enjoyed using the shadows. Those dark ones were a little patchy in the crease, but I could make it work. It was no big deal. Like I said, would I have spent the money on my own to purchase it? I don't think so, but it was gifted to me in gratis, and I do appreciate it, and I certainly will use it. So if y'all enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below, and if you'd like to see any other looks like this, just let me know, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!